So guys, I welcome you all once again in the next session of the online FDP program on plagiarism. And here is the title in front of you, how to avoid plagiarism and duplicate content of the research paper. So it is really a very important exercise that we need to understand how this plagiarism is creating the life or destructing the life of the researcher. Okay, so in this session, I'm going to cover most important aspect that how you can avoid the plagiarism, what kind of plagiarisms are available, what kind of plagiarisms people are doing intentionally or by chance, how it is happening, what are the ways how we can stop the plagiarism activity. It is one of the disease just like a cancer. I think I have commented in some of the sessions also, but this session is completely dedicated for the plagiarism. So I would request all the participants to please be ready with your notepad or notebook, and you can note down some of the important aspect. And remember guys, remember means you have to remember in your mind, because otherwise you keep on doing, keep on be a part of this exercise plagiarism, whether you want it, whether you do not want. Okay, so let's understand and we'll start something. You look at this picture guys. I request all of you to look at this picture for a minute. Then I will ask some question and you will answer in the chat room. Okay, so what do you think about it? What did you perceive from this? What inference you are building? Isn't it? So you decide. Look at this picture. It is a most famous picture I generally used in my training sessions, where one person is writing something, others are standing in the behind, and there is a chain of some people, and they are looking to the next person. Means they are copying the content from the next person, isn't it? So if you see one person is writing by original, one is the original writer, others are copier, just like a photocopy machine copier. So they are copying. So credit goes to whom? Credit goes to the people, those who are standing behind, or the credit, genuine credit should go to the first person who is originally writing, who is the authentic author of some piece of information, maybe your research, right? And you can see the face of a person. Yeah, I'm sure you are extracting some feelings from the picture itself. That one person who is writing, who has put the ribbon, you know, means it visualizes that, you can visualize that okay, there must be some headache. Person is not happy. You can see the expression from the face of a gentleman, right? Means person is not comfortable, isn't it? But other people, you can see smile faces, right? Smile faces, people are though standing, but they have the smile faces because they are not doing any hard work. They are simply copying from the first one. And if second one is copying, the third one is copying from the second, the fourth one is copying from the third, and the fifth one is copying from the fourth, like this. So it's a same problem exactly we researchers do, or we are under the trap of this problem, right? So what do you think about? I think I've already given answers, maybe similar to your solutions. Answers. My answer is matching with your answer. Means they are copying. So the the behind people are very much happy. The first one is original creator, original content creator is not happy. He's under the pain, isn't it? He's under the pain. So it is very difficult for the particular gentleman. So we need to look at through that way. Okay. So exactly this is the problem, and we need to understand the importance of plagiarism. And we should avoid it. This is a bad word in research, plagiarism. Okay. So these are the 7 reasons people plagiarize. 1, 2, 3, 4. Muhammad Ibrahim, please switch off your video. Don't do this activity in front of the class. Muhammad Ibrahim Hussain, off your video. People have no manners at all. Anyway, so 7 reasons people plagiarize generally. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they are born idols. They want to attain the fame. Generally, they want to attain the fame. Hurry, hurry. We have already commented in since last 3.5 days. We are discussing about research and quality of research, right? Success scares them off. That is also there. They are shown under some, some blanket or maybe some layer. They get panic, stickens, right? They don't fuss about the sources, and they copy what has been said before. So they simply copy. So the ultimate idea. So these are the 7 reasons where people generally plagiarize. Sometimes it is by intention. So majorly people are doing with intention, guys. It is not like that. No, sir, I do not know. I was not aware. No one told me. Nobody can rely on you, guys. Nobody in this world rely on you, though you may be the trusted one. So don't say and forget and you argue. Oh, no, sir, I was not aware. It is happened just by chance. Many people come to the institute. No, sir, it was not my fault. It was the fault of librarian. It was the fault of supervisor. Then the question goes to the supervisor. Okay, what supervisor is looking at? In what way the supervisor is guiding the student? So it's a blame game, isn't it? It's a blame game. So generally it happens that way. So what is plagiarism? So here, this is a word cloud in front of you. You can see here plagiarism. So plagiarism is common, academic citation, ethical, borrowing, information protection. So that is this. Fraud, reuse of the paper, reuse of the content, reuse of audio also. Audio is also plagiarism. You know what happened? One incident I will tell you. Initially, when when the WhatsApp came, I used to teach the people like you or share my knowledge with the people like you. Then I was using audio. There was no video, there was no text, only audio. I discussed just like what is plagiarism or somebody. And guys, you can't believe there was some professor from Bangalore or maybe some place. She has done, what she has done? She has just forwarded my audios in her group and claiming that it is somebody because voice has no authenticity. And luckily, I got that link and I was in the member. So I was getting my audio. So I came to know that, and then I found that lady has done this job. So, she has sold my voice, the WhatsApp voice in that group to someone and getting the appreciation. Then everybody was appreciating, madam, it is a good practice. You are sending these audios, it is very great and all. So I caught this. Then on that day, I decided not to showcase my knowledge, not to give audios or videos like this. And so because it is your IP, isn't it? It is your IP, something you have created. It is for the good cause, not for any like bad cause, like you sold something like this. So on that day, I was thinking that there is no plagiarism software who can protect it. Is whose voice? It is Professor Rudra's voice or somebody else, right? So this has happened. So this is one incident which I fairly shared with you. So there are people in this academic world, though academic world is very small because everything is connected. Even this entire world is very small, where people are there. But there are certain people also, like frauds are there, fraudsters are there. Generally, they go for the theft. They take the credit that in that example, which has happened with me, that lady was taking the credit of appreciation from the other unknown people in her group, in her WhatsApp group. Okay. And then somebody like there were some followers of mine also that they were also reported me, no, Durdu sir, please stop this activity because people are misusing your content. And another one incident I would like to also share. This is the second incident happened with me. I was generally also contributing text in some groups like research methodology group. I have my own group also, research methodology and all. And it is a quite active group. Like we generally share the research methodology. So, in that group, many people, they were using some text they copying, and they were posting copy and paste like I am writing, I'm the original writer. I was typing because as I told you, I practiced a lot to type in the, even in your WhatsApp group also, you can see my entire draft, isn't it? So that was created by me. And so likewise, I was sharing some thoughts on statistic, some on like plagiarism, maybe some or some writing, keywords, grammar, English, accent, like this. So, one or two people, they had the blog with them. I do not know. So they were taking my text and they were publishing on their blog. So there was a one madam, I know her name is Dr. Pooja. She lives in Dubai. Okay, so she is very good colleague of mine through this WhatsApp, network. She's also professor there. So she told me, she called me especially, Rudra sir, I came to know that whatever you posted in the group, that somebody has copied that particular, text and pasted on his or her wall, whatever that person. Then she also requested me, sir, please do not do, because it's a misuse of your intellectual capability and intellectual, what you are writing or sharing with us. Like this. So incident happened, this is also plagiarism. It is not only happening uh, in the world of academics, but in social media also, isn't it? So we can't stop because we can't change the people, we can't change their manners, because everybody is there for making the money, name and fame in a quick short time. So that's why this word clause is very much important. Here honesty is required, here intellectual property is also required, here integrity is also required, right? So it is a mixed cloud. You can say some are positive keywords, some are negative keywords. So that's why plagiarism is red color. Okay. Here you can see this is also another word cloud in front of you. If you have the less plagiarism, you see please note down this formula. If you have the less plagiarism or zero plagiarism, you can see you are a part of these sources. You can say credibility. You will be more credible. You will be known in academics. You are carrying the integrity, isn't it? You are getting the some guidelines. You are following exactly. Your documentation is strong. Your styles are unique. You are using the cross references also. You are also enhancing the essentials part of citation. You are maintaining the discipline. You can add a number of these things. So that's why I brought this. So previous was the dark side and this is the green side. That was a black side. This is the green side. So lesser the president, higher the these units or attributes, or you can say component. Okay. So you are very specific, organized. You are disobeying the plagiarism. You are encouraging other people not to do the plagiarism. So like this. So this is, in that way, it is really important for all of us to understand the importance of plagiarism, and we should avoid. This is another interesting chart I generally thought to share with you. Without a research also, these things are also required by everyone. Okay, motivation you need. You should have faith. You should know the difference of worth, principal values, equality, conventionalities, morals, rules, trust, etiquettes, isn't it? Decency, purpose. So these things are also required. This is above than the previous one. In our life, if we are carrying some of these things, I think we are establishing philosophy, character, authenticity, fairness, right? So we have to be a part of this cycle and this cycle, credibility and all. We should not be a part of plagiarism and all these things, somewhere or the other. So these are the positives. So I hope you have understood. So guys, in a nutshell, plagiarism is steal, dishonesty, misinterpretation of the results, paraphrasing, intellectual capability loss, and many things are there. So this is plagiarism work basically. But we equally responsible for maintaining this copying, and government regulations are also showing different instances that we should discourage plagiarism, isn't it? Because you might be knowing UGC has given some guidelines that if any thesis, any paper is under the limit of 1 to 10%, that thesis may be allowed for award. If your plagiarism is coming from the 10 to 20%, then you will be asked to revise. Then 30 to 40, then some other rule is there that you will be completely major revision. And it is more than 60%, again, you have to discard or cancel that thesis or that paper, then it will send back to the author. So some guidelines, and this is a four components are given there. I will share that copy with you also as far as this is concerned. So what is the definition of plagiarism? What is plagiarism? Plagiarism is using others people's idea, words, artwork, maybe music also. In music, many people copy, their voices also, their song, their style, their accent. As I've quoted one of my example, which has happened with me, that lady professor, she has sold my audio to some other group and made the money also out of that, because it was a complete series package. Actually, I was doing for 1 week, just like this FDP program, and it was on WhatsApp. It was on WhatsApp group. Okay. And she was the member in my WhatsApp group. So I was sharing my knowledge free of cost with my group. So she has taken and copied and forwarded to her group. So that is happened. So music, artwork, words, idea, etc. could be like I have just quoted. Maybe some people are changing the text to their blog. Many things happening. So people always want shortcut, isn't it? Nobody want to do the hard work. Just like that picture, if you can remember, the one person was the original creator. Rest were copying like this. So it was a change. So without giving them credit, if somebody is copying and you are giving the due credit to the person, whether he or she or whether it is a group, I think something is acceptable. Okay, somebody has used it without our consent, but credit is given. Even if somebody is using, there is a procedure we have to follow. They have to take the copyright. Even, whenever you submit your paper to the any journal, most of the good journals, they ask the copyright also, isn't it? Even it is happened majorly in books. If you want to, whether it is a edited book, whether it is a authored book, you have to transfer the copyright. Now it is a property of the particular company or the publisher, right? Even your paper is going to publish or it is published, for them also you have to pay them and to take the copy of that. Generally, they send the author's copy to the authors, but there are certain journals also, they are very strict. They will not give your paper just free of cost. They will charge money for that. Or it is available to those libraries which are paying to those journals, from where, with the help of your friends network, some professional network, you can take out that paper and you can solve the purpose. Otherwise not, right? So many examples I can quote, but we have to respect the time. So according to dictionary.com, it defines plagiarism as the unauthorized use or close imitation of the language and thoughts of another author and the representation of them as one's own original work, right? So as again, another example, I think before the session I have shared with some of the participants, once you submit the thesis in the university, technically, if you see, thesis is the property of the university, because university has given you the time to carry forward or to carry out that research, given the guide also, given the everything. So technically, if you see, it is a property of, because it is good that it is your work. You have been given the fellowship, you have given the time, it is generated by you, but technically, if you see, it is a property of the university, and that's why they always ask the one library copy from you, one copy for the records in the office, maybe in the research dean office like this, and one copy is of yourself and one copy is of your guide, whatever guide, how many guides you have to make that, maybe duplicate copy like that, right? So this is really important for them. So plagiarism is using others people's idea, words, artwork, music, blogs, voices, anything you can add without giving them credit, that is plagiarism. These are the three famous types of plagiarism: rewrite and copy, translate, or spin. You can see rewrite and copy. The first and most obvious ways to beat a plagiarism is detector. So these are the famous three type of plagiarism: rewrite and copy, where you can save your, and translate and spinning. Means you change the entire thing, you can save the means you are out from the plagiarism. Generally, people go and forward with these exercises. Why does it happen? Generally, it is the most important questions for you. Why does it happen? And intentionally, not deliberately, or deliberately, that you decide. But I go for most of the people, if you see looking around in and around conditions of academics these days, because everybody is in hurry burry, people have no patience, less patience, no clarity. They are talking something, but they are doing something. So there is no, so unintentionally, in general cases, not deliberately, but most of the people are deliberately. Just like that picture, if you can recall that first picture, okay? Not understanding the text, unable to express the ideas in your words. That is also there. Because now we are talking about, and it is the most simplest question in the case of plagiarism and research. Why does it happen? Generally, people ask you whether it is done intentionally or unintentionally, deliberately, non-deliberately.
Hello, sir. Your voice is not coming, sir.
Okay, thank you for informing me. There was some interruption occurred. Anyway, now I'm audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I was discussing, guys, these aspects as far as these areas are concerned. So unintentionally and not deliberately, not understanding. Let me switch on the terms. Yeah, it is fine, right? And the last point, guys, is not making a note of the reference when you first come across it. So because it is not come in your notice, or you have not given idea of the reference, it is not given, or you are facing some difficulty, were not is able to convert into your ideas like that. So that is happens just because of not understanding the text. So under those circumstances, you can add more points to into this direction. Academic plagiarism, other people's idea, isn't it? Yes or no? Please type in the chat window. Let me see. Share the. Let me share the screen. I think it was not shared with you. So, I was mentioning this point, not making a note of the reference when you first come across it, right? Not understand the text, unable to express the idea in your own words. So that's why it happens, okay? Now, the next point is academic plagiarism is other people's idea. We read them in the text, we hear about them in the lectures, we discuss them in the class, we use them in our writing also. So it is also an academic plagiarism. Other people's idea, we generally, steal the idea, start working on that. So even text also, lecture also, many people, they copied the lecture also, like this, in this way. These are the guys qualities of a good paraphrase. Paraphrasing is that if we do good paraphrase, I think we are stopping the plagiarism. So we should be thorough with the text. It attempts to include all the author's primary ideas or the findings in one go. It should be accurate one. It attempts to reflect what the authors actually wrote. Okay. And fairness should also be that it attempts to employ the even-handed language in the content. And the objective should also fulfill it attempts to avoid the voicing the writer's opinion on the topic or the quality of the source text. So that you can see, once you have the good paraphrase, means you have written the entire thing. As I told you in the other session also, suppose you want to write exactly, I think it was the part of my assignment also, and many people have done a great job in that assignment. Only you have just pick and choose, and everything is your mind and your creation, and then you write. And after the writing, you can just go for the good paraphrase, means you rephrase, and then you can go through so that every information assimilated in the one paragraph, or maybe another, research design, then probably you can have high chances. Means you will not get a plagiarism, isn't it? Let me show you some examples also. Remember. So these are the guys, remember points. Avoid quoting too much. Use only what you need to illustrate your point. That's it. This is the most important exercise, guys. Please note down. Because if you quote and unquote, then again it is a problem. Many people believe that no, sir, 8 words are allowed. 8 words are allowed, but I will give you the solution. You can retranslate those 8 words, 8 to 14 words, could be the 16 words, in your own language without changing the meaning. Means the message should be clear, isn't it? So avoid quoting too much. Use only what you need to illustrate your point. And a research paper that is all quotes or paraphrases and no original work is plagiarized. So please remember these points. As long as you analyze your thesis and include insights in your own work, then cite all your resources, you will be okay. When there is a doubt, cite. If you have doubt, you have felt that, okay, some problem it is occurred, or by chance, it is not cited, you can cite it also there. So these are the basic rules to remember if you want to a non-plagiarism cases, because this is the solution. You maybe have some questions, and then what is the solution? So I think we should comment on the solutions also. So I'm just going the flow of the presentation is whenever the problem is there, the solution is also there. So I'm sharing the solutions also after the problem. So that is the idea. So avoid quoting too much. Many people, what they do, they quote in the inverted line, then put the reference. It is not my word. So if you are making too much references, I think this part I've clearly mentioned in the references when we discussed. I think it was a second session or a first session. So that is the idea. Too much of reference is also the problem. Lesser than reference is also the problem. You have to be balanced in your writing skills, in your area of understanding and publication. So this is also there, how to avoid plagiarism in a research. So how can you avoid the plagiarism in the research papers? So please look at paraphrase your content. Paraphrasing means a clear, crisp paragraph having a strong message that you can say that paraphrase your content. Do not copy paste the text verbatim from the reference paper, just like what generally people do, copy and paste like this. Use quotations there, right? Use quotations there in order to have the complete, okay? And cite your sources also, guys. Identify what does and does not need to be cited, okay? So third point, I'm sure you have noted. Cite your sources, identify what does and does not need to be cited. That you, because you know that what information you want to cite, what information you don't want to cite. Fourth is maintain records of the sources you refer to. Records means one by one. You note down, suppose you are poor in maintaining the records. So you write it on the simple A4 sheet or maybe some notebook, and then you can note it, and then you can convert that information into electronic form. Maybe you can type and put it into the Word format, right? So maintain the record of the sources, because I've seen many people, they are not accustomed with the typing directly. So for those people, you can type in the notebook, or you prepare some notes, reference books like this. And the last one, use plagiarism checkers. So here is one caution I would like to add. Do not go to any open source checkers which are available, because what these guys are doing, they will again steal your manuscript. They will take your manuscript, because for you it is free, but if you see in general, there is no free lunch in this world, isn't it? So use plagiarism checker. They are there just to provide you, to give you some idea, maybe 2-3 pages they are giving you the free a demo. But if you have uploaded the entire manuscript and you are saying that Because if everything is free, then what this Turnitin, Urkund, Authenticate, why they are charging too much money? Even our university is paying 20 lakhs every year for the Turnitin. In my university, we do have, and we professors generally check the, so it is the cost around 20 lakhs or 18-20 lakhs, isn't it? So try to avoid. So that is my humble submission to all of you. If you are using free software, plagiarism checkers kind of softwares which is available in the market, please do not go. Then what is the solution? Again, you are expecting, or you must be expecting some solution. Sir, what is the solution under those? Then you can go and contact to the library of your nearest university, maybe the government, maybe the private. You can ask them, request them, sir, kindly help us to make this place. Or you can purchase. Or you can purchase, maybe if you can make some content, or you can write them. I think the companies will guide you. The softwares companies will guide you, right? But do not send and upload your manuscript, paper manuscript, or the thesis uh, on those platforms, because they will take your paper and they will sold in the market. They will make the money, just like your predatory journals. We have talked a lot about predatory journals. Then again, you will be part of that chain, plagiarism chain. And if in other side, if somebody will check, maybe editor will check your paper, maybe some other, maybe your research dean will check, or some university will check, maybe the because everything is interlinked. It is, paper is linked with the research thesis mostly in most of the cases. Once you are doing a PhD, if you are not doing the PhD, or PhD is over, then certainly you are writing and contributing in the area of the research. So it has happened just like that. So please do not, it's a caution as far as this is concerned. Okay. You can see how can you avoid copying plagiarism. Source text and paraphrase. You can see this is a main text. If you see, and please pay attention on the screen. While many government has taken steps to implement privatization programs, progress has been slower than was anticipated in the early 1980s. So guys, this is a source text, means original text. Somebody has published, okay? But what is the paraphrase? Some researchers has done. According to Bilaspur 2003, although the implementation of the privatization programs has been a priority for many governments, progress in the areas has not been as rapid as expected in the early 1980s. So you can see some message has been changed. So that is known as paraphrasing. And some information has been added, like reference Bilaspur 2003. Other details you will find in the references. But as far as the citation is concerned, in paraphrases, somebody has used. So how can you avoid copying plagiarism? In this way. So the exactly some words may be matched, like progress has not been as rapid, but here it is just opposite of that, has been slower. Slower opposite is not been as rapid, isn't it? You get the answer. So meaning is not changed, meaning is same. So has been slower than was anticipated, but somebody has paraphrased or re-paraphrased, has not been as rapid as expected in at least 1980s. So without changing the meaning from the original text, then you can avoid plagiarism. You can avoid copying plagiarism. If you have the skill, and this skill will come once you slowly practice and you write. So that's why I've commented and re-emphasized in this entire FDP, try to inculcate habit to write more, because whatever you are searching now in your professional world, why I'm not in more salary, why I'm not promoted, why I'm not giving, just because of this research, because your research is lacking, or you are publishing in bogus journals, just because of that. Because the key is in your hand of that lock. If you want to open that lock, please use these things. These are the keys. You can easily open that lock, which is very, very much tough for you. Second is paraphrase. Third is cite source well. So citation has been given. Include a reference page. You include some reference page also. Use some quotes also, maybe inverted comma, maybe in a short line like that. Take a screenshot also. Add your own opinion also. Just copy the points like that and elaborate. So in this way, excuse me. It is really essential for everyone to Pay attention on this very important exercise to avoid plagiarism. Okay. So guys, how to avoid plagiarism is a quick recap. 8 points. Start your assignment well in advance. That is number one shortcut for you. So that slowly takes time to write, and definitely you will write well. Don't write in hurry burry, right? Cite the sources properly. Not too many sources, not very less sources, right? Third is already paraphrase. I think I've already covered this point. Fourth is do your own research. Do not rely on me, do not rely on somebody's XYZ. Not at all. Even do not rely on your supervisor. Suppose you are a research scholar and your guide is giving some instruction to you, then you consider those points given by your supervisor. Rest you do the research, because it is your baby, isn't it? Guide is there, guide can be changed, but research can't be changed. Scholar can't be changed. It is your work, guys. Take the due credit also, isn't it? So do your own research by your own means. You put focus, you do research, you download some papers from your area, you read well, you write well, you learn well. Many things, even I can full day give the talk on this. Do your own research. Maybe I will conduct a webinar on, because I'm thinking parallelly while I'm sharing my idea in the school of thoughts with all of you, to do your own research. This could be my, another topic of the webinar. I will announce you once you are there on the, okay. Fifth is avoid using quotes. Sixth is providing a bibliography. If you are providing bibliography references, you can use this. Use plagiarism checking. Again, you can go for checking Cite. An authentic Cite means like Turnitin, like different software, Urcode, Authenticate, many other softwares are also available. But I like the Turnitin is one of the best, because it will give you. I will show you some demonstration at the end of the session that you will see, right? And another is use a newer version of the reference, so that is also there. So in this way, references, if you go for the references, probably you will find the many things. So in this way, you can avoid the plagiarism. What are the 5 ways you can avoid plagiarism? This is the 5 ways. You can see 5 ways. Paraphrase properly. Just switching out a few words and rewrite a sentence, because you maybe have some questions, sir, like on what basis I can do the paraphrase. So here is the answer, guys. Just switching out a few words or rewrite a sentence, not enough to save you from the plagiarism allegation. Citation, citation, citation. When in doubt, cite it out. When in doubt, cite it out. It's just like a slogan. Okay. So citations, citations, citations. When in doubt, cite it out. Okay. Use a plagiarism checker, authentic checker. Don't forget your reference pages also, add references also, take your own time. Give time sufficient. Yes, guys, time is also very important fact. If you are giving too much time, suppose you have decided, okay, maybe next week I will submit, or I should submit my paper. But in your mind, you are ready to submit the paper. But still, I suggest you and advise you, you can give another 15-20 days to look at the entire manuscript. You can just go through. Have you copied some material from somebody's website, maybe somebody's paper? Ensure that also. Assurance, ensure that content, whether it is originally conducted by you, written by you, or you have copied from somewhere. If you have copied from somewhere, you add some references, you quote well, everything, so that it will not be considered as in the plagiarism software. So in this way, these are the ways you can avoid the plagiarism. Here are other some ways also to avoid plagiarism. Allow ample time to writing and revision. Revision I met, which was not done in the previous section. Writing is one thing, revision is another thing. Suppose you have written something, you revise the entire paper, starting from the scratch, maybe from the title to everything like this. Use quotation mark, give the sources, paraphrase from the original note words, read widely on topics, read good writers also, they have also suggested. Record the bibliographic details as a source and cite them also appropriately at accurate places. These are another 6 ways to avoid this. So I'm just giving you different dimensions so that you can create this habit to avoid plagiarism, not to propagate plagiarism, rather avoid plagiarism. Do not give extra weightage to do and just go plagiarism in a flow. Rather, your job is, as an academician, my job is to stop from the plagiarism. So you can see there are two types of plagiarism. One is the deliberate plagiarism, another is the accidental plagiarism. So we have understood thoroughly plagiarism is presenting someone else's work or the ideas as your own. So plagiarism, that's why plagiarism is very much important and a very hot topic these days among the researcher. Plagiarism, and if you have the maximum plagiarism, I think you will lose the opportunity from the publisher. You will lose the opportunity from the, suppose your paper is accepted, then now this paper is sending to the receipt question. Please mute or you remove this person, gentleman. I'm removing this person. He's creating problem. I removed him. Actually, he's a disturbing element in the session. Sorry, guys. So deliberate plagiarism and accidental plagiarism. So copying and pasting from the web pages, online patchwork. Patchwork means some word is written, then created the gap, then some word is written. That is patchwork. Like you are making some fixation, maybe like in words like this, right? Buying, downloading, borrowing, like this. So in this way, this is deliberate. Accidental plagiarism. Accidental plagiarism is not knowing when it was cited, who has cited, not knowing how to paraphrase and summarize, not knowing what is the common knowledge equivalent to that original text. Recycling a old paper. Many people, they have done like recycling means same idea exactly. They made something because they are very smart. They are claiming that they are the smart researcher, and their smartness will go on once the paper was retracted. Even after the publication also, there is no guarantee that your paper will be long. It will be retracted on the website. If you go, retraction line, just like diagonal line is there. Diagonally that line is there. It is because the number is issued, the volume issues, numbers are already presented on the paper, which is being published by any XYZ good journal. So plagiarism is a disease in academics, and we should avoid that as a good researcher, not to propagate, but to avoid. Why plagiarism is such a concern among us, like as a educational fraternity, in the research academic fraternity? Because plagiarism is harming everyone else, isn't it? Everyone is starting from the scratch. Those people who are in the supply of this, like maybe teacher, maybe dean, maybe director, maybe the student, maybe the researcher, maybe the family, because plagiarism is also a crime in the academics. Due to my experience in this academics for last 15 years or 20 years, plagiarism is a crime. And I'm very strict at this point that whenever any thesis comes to me, I generally mostly check the plagiarism first, because sometimes your experience will tell, okay, this gentleman can't write this text, isn't it? So I can easily visualize once I go through this, because that expertise I've generated from over these experiences. I need not to look at the software, but software will give you the exact value, isn't it? And I will download that the particular report of the plagiarism and send that to the universities. Like this, but I can't compromise. Otherwise, I will be punished. If any case, court case, anything, then I will be, because I was the examiner. University will say that if any case they have received or somebody has complained about the thesis, then what the university play a role? University will say you ask the examiner, isn't it? Yes or no? So in order to avoid all these things, glitches, technical glitches, legalities and all, I always go and work with the slow speed, thoroughly going through the research thesis, asking and requesting the universities to send me the soft copy of the thesis. Then I'm able to reply. Otherwise, I can say no. You can go. There are many universities in India and abroad. You can approach them. It is as simple as that. Okay, so plagiarism also harm everyone else. Your education is meaningful if your word believes that a student do their own work. If the work believes that a student do not do their own work, a college degree becomes less valuable. If employer, and even these days, one important thing I would like to draw your attention here. Even whenever our graduates and postgraduate students go in the industry, even their reports like summer internship report, maybe like their dissertation if they have done. Even now companies are also taking very seriously, because if any employees in the corporate can change their job, generally the interview is based on their thesis and what they have done in during MBA, what they have done during their masters or bachelors, right? So they have also the software to check that, and they are asking them that we want to see how was you were and during the college or at your college times. And if the thesis found with the high president, the people, the student or the employees, because now student is employee for some companies, corporates. So they are saying tata bye bye. Please do not come, because they are fired. They are fired because they will also do the same activity. They will also steal the projects, competitive projects. Because corporates are also investing the money, isn't it? Their copyright should be with them. Their copyright should not be plagiarized by these kind of employees, and so that they can sold the work to other one, or they can do the same thing for their own company, isn't it? So this is a serious problem. Even industries have also given the red signal to the plagiarism. Means they are not tolerating at all. Even corporates, they are very strict. They are highly professional, because organizations are always impersonal, isn't it? But in universities, in colleges, still people are humble, still people are social. Sometimes people give waiver also of some negative activity conducted by the teacher or conducted by the student, or by both the parties of the student and the teacher of the student. So that's why plagiarism is a concern in these cases. These are the other chart. This is the other chart. Here we are only specifying on the reasons, plagiarism. Another reason is a group conformity. Do you guys know the meaning of conformity? Conformity. Anyone in the class, you can type in the chat window. I will check. Conformity is the scale of quality. Conformity. We generally discuss in total quality management conformity. High degree of conformity means high degree of quality. One should accept that, right? So that is the another reason is a group conformity means a plagiarism is happening because people are working in the group. So one or two people may are doing wonderful job, but one or two other people are not doing a wonderful job. So another reason is a group conformity because they are declining the quality. Maybe one or two people are in a group. Suppose there is a group of 5 professors. One or two lead professors, they have given the lead to the research paper. They have started the research project, and other 3 partners are required to fulfill and complete this. So initial people, they have not done it, means the previous 2 professors, but the other 3 group members, they have done it. So this is also another reason is a group conformity means is that we need to decide as far as the plagiarism is concerned. Second point is when students see their fellow students plagiarize, they plagiarize too, isn't it? Because it is a case of imitation. Please note down in your notebook. Because people are imitating. If somebody is doing, my colleague is doing, okay, nobody can see that, nobody can check me, nobody will come to me. Plagiarism is just like a fire, guys. Please mind that I'm giving you some words which is definitely give you some impression in your mind. Pleasure is just like a fire. It is always good. Then if you want to survive, then you should away from the fire, isn't it? In a general cases also. So it is just like that. So do not imitate from your fellow student. Nobody can see that and there is no camera, and because people are smarter enough, better than you. It is your only gut feeling that you are smarter, but other people are smarter 10 times than you. Right? I have understood from this, thesis corrections. So far, I think I have evaluated around 15 to 17 theses, and I've learned, and there was great learning. God has given me this opportunity, isn't it? So I always thank to God that that these students, they have done the work for me, because as an examiner I have examined these theses and all, and I found that, and whatever I'm expressing now in front of you, this is experience that. Because many students knowingly, unknowingly, research scholars knowingly, unknowingly, they are doing these activities, right? So I have so many instances where once upon some time on a free or leisure time, I will tell you. Okay. Third points, let's continue and complete this. they assume that it is fine since everyone is doing it, right? So it is also there. Same case, second, but there is no, it is, third one is the extension of the second point. Okay, guys. And the fourth one is, in this case, students give up their chance to learn, voluntarily join a group that reinforces the culture of cheating. So in this case, a student give up their chance means they are taking the risk, means students' risk taking capacity is higher. So chance to learn, voluntarily join a group that reinforces the culture of cheating because they are part of that. These are also the another reason. So fourth point is also related to the second point. Okay, when students see their fellow students like it. And the last one is, guys, if students develop habit of cheating in the school, and here you can correlate my industry example which I gave you. They may continue to cheat later in life and contribute to cheating and objection because their behavior is not under their control. If somebody is practicing since childhood, definitely the person will be a cheater, no? Isn't it? So that's why company have understood these things like corporates. So they are sending, they are firing, they are just like anything. I can't tell you that because I have very good network in the industries too. Because as a researcher, they are also taking my advices. I'm providing consulting to them also. So I generally ask them, okay, what happened? You know, what are the problems you guys are facing? They said that, sir, it's very difficult. The students we recruit, knowledge-wise, they are also not good, and project-wise also they are not good. And they are always on the radar of the companies, that because if company will give some data to them for their own project, means for the company's project, then there is no guarantee that the person will take the data at his or her home or not. So they are under the dilemma. So what they do, generally they fire if they found people like this and continue this, because habit is not changing, no? So these are also the reasons of plagiarism. Because in school days, people have copied, just like first picture, you can remember, they have copied, they got the numbers like this. They are not original creators. That is the conclusive result of this slide. These are other top reasons students give for plagiarism, scholars to plagiarism, right? Confusion about citations, research tools, because people are not aware. I didn't think I needed to cite. I don't understand terms. Even in the universities also, I considered that the university, research divisions are also not propagating message among the, scholars and the faculties. So there's a lot much confusion about citations and citing research or research. What are their academic regulations? What are their, PhD regulations? Because whenever any student go to the university's dean director office and some making a submission, then every rule will come out, isn't it? So they are not practiced it is. So second point is procrastination. I think procrastination we should avoid, just like plagiarism in our life also, isn't it? I waited until the last minute and got desperate. Generally, it is happening, I think, with all of you. People are asking questions from me, so I understand your feelings that you want to be rushed, you want to be published as soon as possible, isn't it? But I'm giving you can take the patience. You should have the patience. You can take some time. You give some time to the nature. So do not procrastination. So procrastination, like I will give you the another fair example. Initial 2 years, just like a honeymoon period, where you are taking all liberties of the system. But once you are in third year or fourth year of your research, then the people are bombarding just like anything, isn't it? Because initially you were procrastinating. Okay, I will see, I will publish, I'm drawing the fellowship. My 2 years fellowship is booked. Many people, because I have asked, interviewed many scholars also. What did you think that somebody has purchased the Hero Honda also? 40,000, scholarship came. It is a case of some institute, and it was published in newspaper. So I was laughing while reading it because the fellowship was given for the, research. You publish something, you can purchase some good books, you can go and attend some conference. But you know what that gentleman, the scholar, has done? Purchase the bike from the money of the scholarship. And finally, this particular information reached to the dean of the research, luckily from the market, because market person, the seller, was congratulating the dean, sir, your student came and purchased the bike from us. So then the things and inquiry takes place, and you see all sorts of stuff. So what is this? This is the perfect example of procrastination. So first initial 2-3 years are, just like passing the time, not to put the research on toes, not hardworking at all, not going, just time passing. Because people say that, okay, PhD is a 5-6 years project, so I should wait for 3 years first, take enjoy life. I'm getting the fellowship if you are not qualified, and 3 years the pressure starts, then the plagiarism comes. I hope you can better correlate. Then in last minute, got desperate. My team wants, my supervisor is bombarding, making the screw tight. Your screw is tightened by the, your supervisor, and just like anything. So under those circumstances, guys, procrastination happens. Third is peer pressure, or maybe pressure, maybe the pressure from the parents, because you are in the stage where your parents will take you for marriage, maybe, or because they are planned, because PhD is the age where people generally got marriage, or they are getting and expecting the proposal also of this thing. Okay, guys. So it is really important to understand. So what is the pressure? My parents want good grades, or I will lose my weekend privileges. So pressure, maybe the pressure of your marriage, maybe the pressure of your even family pressure. You can say that is the idea there as far as this pressure is concerned. It is really important for us to understand. Fourth is avoidance denial. I thought I could get away with it. I didn't want to do the assignment. Avoidance delay means हो जाएगा approach. In Hindi, generally I use this word for my training program. हो जाएगा approach. I will do it, sir. I will do it, ma'am. Tomorrow I will submit. Okay, because of my family circumstances, I could not deliver. If there are genuine cases, I'm not saying that you can't make the excuse of genuine cases, but if you do not have the genuine cases, don't bluff the people. Don't bluff this, because your honesty is the integrity of yourself, isn't it? As a good person, because research will not complete, that is a different story, isn't it? So avoidance denial is also another problem for pleasure. It is not only copying. I'm just giving you these 10 methods, which is an indirect method that you can say, because your family pressure, because your parents may ask you, okay, beta, you can just complete your PhD. I want to receive the marriage proposal. I want to go for your marriage proposals like this. So try to complete your PhD first. Otherwise, there will be other problem will come. You have to go for the job, and you are losing the job. Like this, so many people, they just copy and paste and submit and get rid of from this. No, please do not do that. Okay, so that is one idea as far as this is concerned. So I'm sure I'm audible to everyone. Please type in the chat window. Fifth point is assignment confusion in general. This research scholar, student is confused, not getting the complete idea about that or the direction. I don't understand what we are supposed to do to begin with, and didn't read the direction. So this is also fair. I think it is genuine, because people have no idea, no confusion. Sometimes people are not listening to the people, their gurus, their supervisors sometimes. So generally it happens. So if they have not understood anything, not read the directions given by the superiors, like supervisor, guide, maybe your RDC, maybe your examiner, then assignment confusion will there. So this is also the one of the biggest reason that a student go for the plagiarizing or plagiarism, because ultimately they have to complete the assignment, isn't it? And assignment, if you are fail in assignment, definitely you will not going to publish any paper, or your admission will also not continue. So we can look at this problem, the fifth point, from various angles also. So assignment confusion in general is also the problem for the people who are plagiarizing, right? Sixth point generally talks about the student beliefs. So in general, environment, the student beliefs is changing. So using someone else's word is flattering, isn't it? Everyone else does it. Why can't I? If somebody is doing it, if their cousins are doing it, he has or she has done the PhD very easily in last 2 years, then these imitations come and the student believes that, okay, I can also do it. And they apply the same situation model in their own life also. Because so it is happening. So this is also one reason for the plagiarizing, right? Seventh is general school beliefs. Like my other teachers didn't care. This is the way the system works. Because many people, they told me, sir, my supervisor has published many papers, nobody is checking this. Even I know these people also. So sometimes I'm wondering, means what respect they are carrying for their supervisor. Openly market, talking to the unknown people. No, sir, I'm not happy with my supervisor because my supervisor doesn't listen to me. And my supervisor always say that you can go and copy from some source. Maybe you can go to Shodh Ganga, maybe you can go to some other, but I want work. That's it. Because generally they make the this screw tight with the screwdriver. I am sure you know the screw and screwdriver, right? So it is that type of situation. So these are the reasons like pressure. Third point we have already elaborated and discussed, right? Eighth point, guys, is self-doubt. Self-doubt. These people have no clarity. Because when the clarity will come, once they do research and put hard work, you can remember Professor Chakraval and Professor Shyam Sundar said patience. Remember, I have also used this word patience. If you take 14 days to submit your paper, take 14 months to do this and clear your doubts and everything. Okay, so maybe for you 14 days are more, but for me 14 months are not more, because you have to prepare as a scholar, isn't it? There is no train that you have to catch the train and you have to go from one station to the other, isn't it? So self-doubt. So the example is, I'm never going to get this right anyway. Why should I try? Why should I go with this? Why should I go to write? I can make the shortcut. So self-doubt is also one of the reasons, because people do not know their own capacity, means whether they are the good orator, they are the good writer, whether they are the bad writer, whether they are not the very good orator, or moderately means not very high, not very slow. Ninth is disdain for the assignment. Disdain, that is I never did it again anyway. I will not. Means they sometimes make falsification, false promises. Okay, sir, I will do, but not done. Then the assignment will be asked. Okay. So in hurry burry, in false promises, in lame cases, this is also the one reason for the plagiarism. I will never did it again anyway, sir. Okay. Misunderstanding about collaboration. This is also another area of research and plagiarism. So 10th point is very much important, misunderstanding about collaboration rules. Rule is written clearly, 10% your research work should be under the 10% of plagiarism. 10% is maximum, but people are not listening. People are sending and submitting their thesis with 42% of the plagiarism. So sometime I discuss with the people, those who are sending me the thesis, sir, what you are looking, why you have not asked the student to rework? Why have you accepted the thesis? They said that, sir, RDC committee has accepted. So I generally say, it's a funny answer. I say that you send this thesis to that those people. Ask them, and you put the duty also remark, because they have already were in the RDC committee. Isn't it? So belongingness is very much important, guys. So in this case, I thought we were supposed to work together and show good teamwork. But if the things are misunderstood, if the things are not properly communicated, so communication, I think in morning session, we talks about the communicator through the research paper model, right? So these are the additional 10 reasons for students for this. So in short, the reasons are poor time management, is procrastination, teachers' encouragement, easy access to technology. Sometimes teacher encourages, guys. I'm sorry to say, We all are teachers here. We are maybe some scholars going to be the teachers and professor, but there are certain people in our community only. They encourages the people. Okay, you do this crime. Open, get the paper, internet. It is freely available. Many teachers I know, they personally, guys. I can show the photo, number, phone, university name. But because of my ethical rules, I can't share with all of you. Because otherwise I will be in problem or we all will be in problem. So it is really important. So teachers' encouragement is also one of the reasons of plagiarism. Easy to access to the technology because people are used to the technology. People are downloading the research thesis ProQuest from different websites, from the Shodh Ganga, UGC consortium, right? From many other, or maybe indirectly from their WhatsApp group, whatever, because every student scholar have their own WhatsApp group. People are exchanging the ideas. Poor learning and writing skills. If people are not of the stature of writer, how they can do the PhD? How they can write? Otherwise, they can go to, and they are running the business of these people. I think we talked about yesterday about the and we have well deliberated about the plagiarism and the importance of plagiarism and how it is being like this, isn't it? Or predatory journals, it is there, right? So we are keep on discussing on various aspects in this event. So poor learning and writing skills only. So I am here to guide you. I'm here to encourage you that don't be a part of poor learner. Be a part of a good learner. Be a part of good writer. Don't be a part of poor writer. Please inculcate some habit for you, because without hard work, your survival is very easy. Otherwise, you will only stay with this mega, salary like 50,000, 60,000. These days, I could listen, private colleges, even directors are getting only 80, 90,000, not more than that, isn't it? So how the improvement will take place? Only with the hard work. Whatever you do, please give the good reasons to your scholars. Don't encourage them. If you have taken any scholar, don't, be a responsible for these negative, like plagiarism or these things. Otherwise, you will also not safe and your scholar will also not safe. So I'm giving you one message also as a good citizen of the country that please do not be a part of this exercise. Okay. No knowledge about plagiarism. People have no idea about laziness. As I told you, laziness is also there. Ho jayega approach. Please remember this tagline. I made some taglines also for my training program. Because I conduct classes for soft skill training also. I'm the international certified accredited trainer, also master trainer from one of the leading company in US. So I teach the trainers. I conduct many programs like Train the Trainer program. I've conducted some sessions on sexual harassment as well. Many like topics are there, because I believe it for learning and so laziness. So that's why I'm recalling this. Laziness is there one important aspect for the reasons. One cycle, one block is in front of you. You can see, just have a look at. So as I've shown you in the morning session, one block diagram for different sections, right? Same case here also apply like this. So possible reasons for plagiarism: lack of technical knowledge, academic pressure, poor time management, self-plagiarizing or plagiarizing commonly repeated functional. Like one example, I think some gentleman asked me the question before the session. So can I submit this paper to some journal? So I said, why don't you make a new paper? Why you are relying on the thesis paper? Because once you have published one paper, you think for a new one. Why you are stuck with one or two paper? You just increase the frequency of paper and make 4 or 5 papers. Parallelly, you work on all the papers gently, right? So genuinely, if you are working on paper, I think you can create more ideas. You can interlink one paper to the other idea. So I will give you one model also, guys, a very working model and proven model, 5x5 model. So what is this 5x5 model? Suppose you have found out 5 papers, means 5 people, 5 collaborators. You ask everyone to make 5 different problems. So it is a 5x5 model. So 5 people, if they are doing some projects and all, then so one fellow is a first author, maybe the other one is then the second author, then you can interchange the policy. So 5 people, how many papers they can produce? 5 into 5, 25 papers they can make in this way. If they follow the same length, breadth, quality of the paper, business ideas, and many what not, isn't it? So that is the, people should go for the collaboration. Means good collaborator, but the difficulty is that some collaborators are unethical. The person will came, join the team, take the half-cooked paper and publish. How you will stop? So what is the conclusion? So the idea is that it is very difficult to find the ethical educator or the collaborator for your project. So that is also one of the things for plagiarism that people are not getting, and once the time is passed, then people definitely go for this intentional crime, which is known as plagiarism. So this is like commonly repeated functionality. I've given you the example. Now you see educator is here. Here is the tool, plagiarism tool, code snapshot service, notification service, analyzes, generated in the form of code, because whenever you submit your paper in any of the software, a legal software, means authenticated software, then this information converted into code, and then it will give to the generate the report. So metrics, number of modification including the test that was modified, time spent on writing the code, and length of the each modification used by the educator, and educator identifies these reasons for this. So this is also one of the cycle to understand what is the importance of plagiarism detection tool, how it is being analyzed, how the reports are generated, how it is used by the people like you and me, and how the reasons made for the plagiarism in this way. Okay. There are other 10 types of plagiarism. Please note down, guys. I request you to note down secondary sources. If you use too much of secondary sources, you are encouraging the plagiarism for you. Means you are creating the, what should I say, what is the correct word? You are inviting and creating the problem for yourself. It will also consume a lot of time, money, efforts, everything. You decide. Excuse me. You decide, guys, as far as the problems are concerned. Excuse me, guys, sometimes my health is deteriorating. Second point is invalid source. Invalid source means no sources was provided, but without having the source, because it was not your mistake that somebody's source is not there, but you have cited. But definitely from some part of the world, that source is available. So in that case, it will be considered as a plagiarism. Invalid source means for you, it is invalid, means no source is given. Outrightly, you have written that particular content, paragraph, whatever the portion you have copied and put it in there. But if this particular content will go again in the software, there may be high chances that high degree of likelihood you can say from the statistics, high likelihood for to get the plagiarism, because somewhere in this world some source is available. So invalid source is also one of the type of plagiarism in research. Duplication of the facts and figures. Many people, they do not go for the surveys of genuine surveys, I mean to say, but they create some values in their Excel sheet and they say, so they are making fools, their supervisors or the research team RDC. No, sir, I went there, I've requested many people, they have given me the data and this is the data like this. But if you ask that, is there any proof? Then they said, no, sir, the proof is not there because no one has given me their ID card or like this. So like this. So I caught many people there. I asked generally my some of the like teammates in other institute where I go to take the exam. Then can you show me some photograph? Can you show me the ticket of railway station or anything, any ticket that which will ensure you that you were there in that city? There is nothing. The student is mum in front of the committee. So many people, they do the duplication also. They copy simply the idea, the data, even the data is copied, horrible situation. One research paper I got, a data is copied. Forget about the text. So then I was wondering, why don't, copied everything? He or she should write the father name and mother name also of that gentleman, original creator, isn't it? Yes or no? So duplication of the facts is also there. Fourth is paraphrasing. I think we have already discussed paraphrasing, that you are changing some facts and errors. So that is the paraphrasing. Repetitive research. Again, people are taken the same title, same content, same citation, same research paper. Only the years are changing. Some are year are also not changing. So it is also very difficult situation for everyone to understand. The sixth point is replication. Replication is they are trying to replicate, because some people are smart in English. So they are changing some English also. They believe that because they are the expert in English, so they can do anything. No, I think they are the fools. For me, they are even many English literature professors also, they do this same exercise, and they were caught also. They were fired by the university guys. They were fired by their universities, in the government system, even in the private system also. Replication of facts and figures, pictures, texts, research paper also, like this. So replication, please do not do that. So this is also one type of plagiarism in the research. Seventh is misleading attribution. Misleading means you are supposed to give the correct information, but you are giving the information in jalebi format. Jalebi, I told you in earlier session also, many people are smarter enough, like jalebi kind of thing, just round they are giving. And so that is the perfect example of misleading attribution. So they are giving the information, they are saying that no sir, I have given you the consent, I have given the references. How you can say that? Sometimes people argue, and it is a bad behavior of the scholar. Sometimes, I generally, it has happened with me also. Many people, argued with me, and they insulted me also, just like anything. I can't tell you but I said that, okay, it is their reflection. I generally cut the phone. That's it. They are not taking my life. Why should I waste my time and the energy? So because attitudinal problem, scholars have attitudinal problem also. So people are justly, bombarding. If you say a good word to them, if they are not accepted, definitely they will, backfire to you. Means they insult you over the phone also. Recently happened, even yesterday, one of my colleague, friend from some other university called me, sir, some scholar asked some help from me, and I have helped her also, but now she is, misbehaving with me. It is very difficult situation. So now that's why, some of the professors are also not helping the scholars because of their poor behavior. So misleading attribution is also a type of plagiarism. It is very dark actually, dark side of it. It contains your emotion, it contains everything. Misleading attribution means they portray the situation in such a way that they are the correct and you are the fools. So misleading attribution is also there in the facts, figures, text, research papers, and whatnot. Eight is unethical collaboration. Unethical collaboration, that I've already given the ample examples, right? Unethical collaboration means for some chance they came, they collaborated, they take your paper and idea and publish it. That is unethical collaboration. And you are not aware. You are using the same content, and both the papers are on the system, and ultimately at some part of the country or maybe in the world, at different place, the plagiarism will show. So it is the perfect example type of the plagiarism, because nobody knows that who is the original creator in this sequence. Unethical collaboration. Sometimes these things goes to the disputes also. Many court cases are also there. Everybody is saying that no sir, I was the first one, he was the second one. It has happened with the PhD degree award also, maybe government system, maybe private system. Ninth is verbatim plagiarism. Verbatim plagiarism is related to the some intentional, it is also like a intentional kind of behavior point of plagiarism, that people are okay, that is verbatim, because they are saying something but doing something. It's like complete plagiarism means covering all the aspects. That is complete plagiarism. Means everything, first to last. Data is copied, text is copied, idea is copied, everything is copied. Complete plagiarism. So these are also 10 types of plagiarism as far as this is concerned. Okay, guys. So direct plagiarism, paraphrasing without credit, mosaic plagiarism, self-plagiarism, accidental plagiarism, and misattribution plagiarism. So this is also very much important as well. I think I've touched these things. I should not repeat. So I'm skipping this. Okay. Ways to avoid plagiarism, use plagiarism checker. I think this part also covered through authentic sources. Go and take the help of librarian nearest to your place. Go and approach the good university nearest to your place and it was there. That is the only way. If you want to make it free, you can check your research paper free from. Otherwise, you can purchase. If you have the money, you do not short of money, you can purchase the software. But don't send your papers to the websites, commercial websites, and cite resources also like this, cite sources properly. This is also another how to avoid plagiarism. Understand what constitutes plagiarism. I think we have already conducted one exercise and I gave you many examples from the real life. Learn what does not constitute plagiarism. Once you write, by your own, you will not get the plagiarism. Check out the rules regarding copyright. Learn how to properly cite the references. Learn how to paraphrase. Learn review. That is also there. And I think I gave you the example in the first session. Review. This is also there. Take advantage of your professors. Who is learned person. Maybe you will find some more active people in your university who is good at research, publishing actively. Then you can take the help from them. I think they will also guide you. So in this way you can avoid that. I think I've already covered. I think it is repeating. Plagiarism also harms everyone else. Your education increase. I think it is repeated. Top 10 ways of committing plagiarism. I think according to this copying, and I think already done this part. So according to Turnitin.com, yes, I brought this slide because according to Turnitin.com, white paper, the plagiarism spectrum, instructor insights of 10 types of plagiarism are there. And these type of copying techniques have been influenced by the generation advance of the web access, ability to get their hands on and any information at any given point of time. And copying has been the easier to do. Finding the core resource has been harder to find. And here are the top forms of plagiarism, the plagiarism spectrum, tagging 10 types of unoriginal work. So this, the entire message is given by the Turnitin.com. You can cross check, you will find all this. So I'm giving you as a homework. You can do it by your own. If you want to more about, what is this committing plagiarism. An essay assignment, how to cite. So these are also another ways to avoid the plagiarism. To properly cite, like this is a citation. You can see the example, but this is a reference. So many people, they do have the confusion. Sir, is the reference is the same citation? No. So in a paper, in an essay segment, in a research paper, you have to cite like this. You have to give the page number also. P stands for page, and what is the number of that page is 48. More 2010. So this is citation. Okay, guys. And this is a reference in this, like More S 2010, the Ultimate Study Skills Handbook, Maidenhead, Open University Press. So this is, guys, reference. So reference always given in the reference list. But as far as the citation is concerned, it will be attached to the paragraph like this. Reading is an essential part of the learning and becomes easier with the practice. Like many skills, your capacity to read more sharper and better the more you practice. So these are something I'm just showing you because we are now approaching to the close of the session, right? In text also, quote is important. So how you quote like this? You quote in this way. Like here you can see with the yellow, books teach about the past, oral histories get it voice, some message, some line sentences in the paragraph. So in text citation, how you quote? So in this, when comparing books or oral histories, Latham and Stevens state that books teach about the past and oral histories get it voice, inverted comma close, then you are giving the citation. 2009 page number is 212, but in the text it is not given. So use quotation marks and don't forget the author's name and date and page number also. Otherwise you will get the plagiarism in this case. Okay, guys, because softwares are a smarter one. You will not get any error out of that. These are also different type of plagiarism, like direct plagiarism, Failing to credit mosaic plagiarism and auto plagiarism. I think you can see directly copying someone else's work without changing anything, giving the due credit, that is direct plagiarism. This is taking information and ideas from others' works without crediting the source. Mosaic plagiarism is linked to the paraphrasing thing. So partially paraphrase the works of others without crediting source. Excuse me. Thus resulting in a mix of original and copies parts. Means bit by part by part. That is mosaic plagiarism. Like mosaic, you see, mosaic means you see your housing mosaic. You know, one is some design, another is some design. Like so, that is compared with it. Somewhere you have written some text. It is copied, somewhere it is not copied, somewhere it is copied, somewhere it is not copied. Like that is mosaic plagiarism. Auto plagiarism, passing of a previously submitted and marked work as new output. That you can see auto plagiarism. So passing off previous unsubmitted, just blindly you have copied. Auto plagiarism without a new input. There is nothing, a single piece of new information, maybe not a one single line like that. Avoiding, how to avoid the plagiarism? This is the nine box matrix. Right from the scratch, as I told you. So now almost I think 2-3 slides are more to complete and wind up with. Then I will show you some demonstration also if possible. So right from the scratch, use quotation marks, paraphrase and summarize in a better way up to the best mark, provide complete citations, know when to cite, keep tabs on sources, know the types of plagiarism, which plagiarism you are doing, which plagiarism you are not doing. So you should be well aware. And the training of these like this session is required. It is essential actually. And it is the need of the hour in today's competitive time, right? So the seventh one is, sorry, eighth one is use a plagiarism checker. Means authentic checker, not the free one, not the commercial one, which is available any website and they can take your manuscript. And the last one is advice from your professors. Advice, is active professors, seek advice from them. So in this way, you can avoid the plagiarism. Common type of plagiarism, again, I think we have already done this part. Inaccurate authorship, yes. Inaccurate authorship instead acknowledged to contribute and vice versa also. That is there. Accidental, we have covered. Mosaic, we have covered. Paraphrasing, we have covered. Complete plagiarism, we have covered. Self and auto plagiarism, we have already reused a major part of your own work without attribution. So I think we covered instead of inaccurate authorship. So I think these are the different common types of plagiarism. Did I plagiarize? So I will share this chart with you, how serious it is, because you will find, so I found in some newspaper also, this particular chart, the types and severity of plagiarism and violation, how people they do. And so it may be not readable at your end, even I can't read, it is very difficult to read, but you understand this is a layout that how did I plagiarize, or how I can save it and how I want to change. It is just a flow chart. Okay. Identity theft and copycat, cherry pick and recalls and many things, miscue, reflection, mosaic, war, like this. So these are some, I like this chart, so I thought that I should use and discuss with you. Crisp and short, be organized and start early. This is the whole mantra I'm sharing with you. Here I'm not preaching. Here I'm also not teaching. I'm sharing. I'm boosting you guys. Be organized and start early. Second, record information sources. You use the correct information. Do not mislead people. Do not mislead yourself. Do not mislead other people also in the research journey. The other one is paraphrase, means reword also every time, so that you can avoid the plagiarism. If it is coming again, it will be gone. Reference all sources. Ask your teacher or librarian to do this, because librarians are the expert areas, expert people in this area to help you. If they are not doing it, you can go to the other library. I have learned many things from the great library. Thanks to them. Many librarians, many friends, I've learned from, I generally talk to librarians, okay, what is a new thing, what is a new product, what services they are offering like this. So you should also inculcate some habit sort of this. I'm not showing and sharing anything like this. I'm doing the great job. No. So please do not misunderstand. I'm just encouraging you so that if you will be in the dialogue with them, you can have a good understanding, you will get the updates, then you will use these updates at different point time intervals for your research. You can make your research easier, isn't it? So it is everything for you. I'm not claiming here that I am doing the best. Even I have no competition with anyone. Okay, so you think that way. So that's why these type of workshops are very much important to understand. This is the, I think, second last slide, copying from the sources without forms of plagiarism, improper paraphrasing. I think we have already covered. So guys, I'm done with this. I think 5 ways the internet changed the plagiarism in this way. Online cheating, even these days, many people they go for online cheating between a variety of major and student types also. So that is happening at 72% from engineering and young minds, males, students, 50 to 30%. I think everybody, even students, they do the project from copying. They download the project, entire project from the internet, and they're submitting to us. So there is no fun at all. And if you argue with them, they will also say, sir, you are also cheating. How many papers you have published? Show me this. You guide us well. So that particular thing will go into arguments. It is not happened with me because I always encourage my student and guide them. But it has happened with some professors I know, not in my university, but in other universities. So a general guide are these my own words. So please look at this chart also. You understand, you allow your mind, are these my own ideas? If yes, then go for, you are not plagiarizing. Means this is also an instrument in your mind. If it is your idea, go for it. Nobody can stop you. No software is made who can stop you. Right? But if it is not your own idea, then no, you are plagiarizing. Automatic. So that's why I put in the last slide. This will control you. If no, have I used quotation marks or placed the word in quote? Then yes, please go ahead. It is the same answer like yes, 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 green sign. If no, no means you are plagiarizing. So in this way, it is a general guide for you to understand written plagiarism. So with these words, guys, thank you very much for your understanding and allowing me to be a part with you in this FDP. And if you have any questions, I will take up the questions in off window. Please give me some few minutes to show you something. I'm pausing the video recording also here. So guys, thank you very much once again for all these things, and we'll take up your queries in the session, right? So we'll meet up you tomorrow, early morning, as per the schedule. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Professor Rudra, for the wonderful session. And your sessions are definitely very much prominent for our participants, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
You're welcome. Yes, please ask your questions, guys. Thank you very much for your understanding.